with an I in the middle.
Contrary to popular belief, Richard Arlen does not hold, nor has he ever held, a pilot's license.
All rocket firings will soon be held 10 seconds earlier.
To cancel out those boring countdowns.
An ant colony stole a sports car in Quincy, Indiana.
A very tall basketball player in Dunstan Corners, Maine, fell over during an earthquake.
And finally, if you turn a pack of dogs loose in a museum, they'll probably tamper with the fossils.
And it takes very little time to say goodbye
from the Bob and Ray Wonderland of Knowledge. So, you know, we're a great nation for breaking records, such as racing speed records or record attendance at ball games. But there's one record that we've got to stop breaking, and that's the holiday safety record. On nearly all of our big summer holiday weekends, more people are killed and injured than the National Safety Council predicts. Now, if we all exercised more caution and common sense, we'd stop breaking records, and there would be a lot fewer accidents. This holiday weekend, do your part not to break the record. Drive safely, walk safely, and swim safely. And, of course, don't shoot off fireworks.
We'd like to thank Newsweek for the kind words they gave our show in this week's issue. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a nice picture of you, Bob, and a quizzical one of me, I'd say. Wouldn't you?
I don't. Which one do you mean?
Well, this one here. It looks like I'm saying, what?
Well, anyway, it was a real great surprise and very kind thing.
July 6th issue of Newsweek. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow we'll be here at the same time, and what do we have lined up on our big billboard of features for tomorrow, Friday?
Tomorrow, Bob, we're going to have, we hope, the annual pancake run from here to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's always a great spectacle when the housewives run down the highway flapping flip jaws.
And I think if we have time tomorrow, too, we're going to talk with a gorilla trainer. So it all looks like a jam-packed day.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next week, Flaming Bombadine will be here to do the great act that you've seen him perform so often on television.
A lot of people in the audience are wondering who Flaming Bombadine is.
It's a very good radio act.
You'll see him next week, we hope. Until then, this is Ray Goulding reminding you to write if you get work.
Rob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Always, with a love that's true, always. La da 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 dee, la da 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 dee, la da 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 dee, la da. And so sings the solitary soul of man. La da 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 dee. La do, la da 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 dee, da 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 dee, la, keeping himself company as he trods his solitary way along the yellow brick road to oblivion. La dia, la da 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 dee, la da 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 dee, la da 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 dee, do dee dee. Do you realize that there are many people whose entire year pivots around this weekend? This is a fact. No, if you could imagine the world as a kind of punching bag, a punching bag that hits back, and I might point out a punching bag that inevitably wins, and it's juiced with poor, simple, and very weak and ineffectual mankind. If you could imagine the world as a juicing bag, a kind of a globular, pear-shaped juicing bag, there are to many people many evidences to prove that the world is attached to this particular day. This is the day that it hangs to the ceiling by. This is the day upon which it pivots. Not the day, really, but this whole weekend. For example, there was, the boss here, before he left Friday, looked into my poor old rubble-filled office and said, "This is, I understand, a mystical weekend for you." Well, what I mean is that this is the epitome of summer. That after July 4th, it's all downhill. I mean, isn't it sad when you think about it that I'm walking along Fifth Avenue and I go into a store and I say, well, I want a bathing suit. And the guy says, well, we don't have any more bathing suits. And I said, well, it isn't even July yet. He says, we are laying in our spring clothing. And it's getting to the point now where a man can live his entire life in about 12 and a half minutes. I mean, by the great department store planning method. And I said, well, there's a summer shower out there, man. There are garlands of roses in everyone's hair. He says, not for long. They're living in a fool's paradise. And I couldn't do anything but take my charger plate and go back out onto Fifth Avenue with that hot, steaming, that primeval rain that came beating down. I walked 4 or 5 more stores, and I went into another one, and the guy says, no. We are already laying in next summer's clothing, and we're not ready to unveil them yet. And so already the plans are being made. I have no doubt, I suspect very strongly that this is man's bid for immortality. Hello, there we go. I suspect that this is one of man's ways of ensuring that he will make it, that he will be around. I really believe it. I believe that the more we plan into the future, the more secure we feel about being in the future. I'm quite positive that there must be someplace, somewhere, somebody who's working on a set of blueprints at a drawing board in some fantasy office. A drawing board that is laying out some plans for the year 2000, and they're seriously working on it. And nobody in the office, nobody really seriously thinks he won't be there, nor seriously thinks he will be there. But it's a kind of bid, And so all up and down the street, everyone is bidding for fall already. All up and down the street, they are living well into midwinter. Up and down the great clothing marts, every place you go, that they're already living this time. I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. And a kid wrote me a letter. He says, Shepherd, I was listening to your program and I was caught under your spell. And then 5 minutes after your show was over, I walked out into the sunshine and I realized that the world isn't the way you say it is. That's right, son. You are absolutely right. The world isn't the way anybody says it is, for everybody. And therein lies the rub. The world is not the way it is to each one of us. I have no idea what the world is to you. And I'm sure you have no real idea of what the world is to me. That these billions of eyes that are constantly looking over this long, spreading green globe, there's no correlating. There's no integrating. There is no, what does the other teachers call it? There were 3 words that were very important in teachers' college: correlation, integration, and to correlate, to integrate, to evaluate. That's it. The 3 catchphrases of the sociologists: correlate, integrate, and evaluate. And how